Tanse, okay. Many blessings. How are you all? Let's just see how many viewers we'll get. And that's good. Tanse, okay. Okay, remember people means hello, greetings. So I'm going to leave that on like that in between because I need to put a new thread on mine. So thank you for coming. Let me introduce myself. I am Elder Medicine Bear Claw. Welcome to my community. This is my channel. I speak about many creatures, Bigfoot, we call Satanga, and the Dogman, and also the Wingalo, the It. We talk about Arno, which are the spirits and orbs, and I speak about the shapeshifters, and I want to welcome you to my channel. I have my two. We might figure back in. There, my two bears, which is one is me. So welcome. I'll wait for a couple people to come on and see if they have any questions, or if they want to come and join the board, let me know. I'll remove my background, or you can be in it, in your little square. So let's see who would pop in or pop out. Again, I do apologize about this morning not going live, and I had to change it to a later time. And I really do hope that I was able to send out many messages to everyone that comes on my channel, or just to visit the channel and understand what I'm saying. Because there are many people that don't understand and have a hard time accepting what it is. Also, I will be speaking about the cameraman and the crew, and I did get permission. They are doing a good job. I help them out too. Mike Castanova, MT Pearl Investigation, right? Or is it what? MP Pearl? I want to get it right. And it's been a while that I have. MT Pearl Life. Now, he's another young gentleman that I did teach how to understand and interact with spirits for our indigenous natives, and teaching him to put down tobacco, to respect Mother Earth, also to give him the energy to read the spirits. Now, somebody was saying that trees don't talk, trees don't move. Well, apparently you haven't been around enough. You might be a little younger, because I am 63 years old and I have 58 years experience of many things like this, especially when it comes to the critters. Bigfoot, Dogman, the Wingalo, the It, and the Shapeshifter. Now, when you want to ask a question, go ahead and ask a question, and I see if I can answer it. So it might be difficult for you to understand, but I will repeat again. Okay, Tansei, my beautiful Jackie, how are you? I guess it's just you and I. It's okay. I know that there's 4 elders that are watching. One's from Cree Nation and the other one's from Navajo, and then Black Hills. They did pop in and pop out. They did notify me on my phone that they're there, and they just wanted to watch, not come in and communicate. These 4 elders do not speak English, and when they type, it's not in English. It's in our dialogue. So it to others will sound like they're mumble bumble, but it's okay. So again, I'm on StreamYard, and I am asking if anyone to come on presents to join me on the board here. They're more welcome. If you care for me to send you a link, I can do that also. I do want to say that there have been many other people asking me why do I want to give information to other people? Well, I'm a person that likes to go forward, and the generation that I'm from, they say we don't share. Well, I'm different. I'm very forward, but I don't have a potty mouth. I do help those to understand what's on Mother Earth and what she's allowing them to claim their home on her. There is things that they were asking me, why do people actually go in the woods for? What are they looking for? Well, if you know what Bigfoot is, or Dogman, or little people, fairies, energy, orbs, and if you have not seen them, then you haven't been out enough. There's plenty that come out during the day, but they might be farther in. So you would probably have to, and I advise if you want to go alone, you better go during the day and just be careful. Now, if you go at night, then I advise you have a protection bag and have someone go with you, especially if you're not familiar with the surroundings around you, because they can smell you before you come in. So, but I do want to say that I'm a type of person will give you the information as long as you don't, be honest, backstab me. I just plain simple. I'm straight on. I'll give you information just as much as I have learned, which is also in 3 different clans areas. So there are many, many things. Thank you, Jackie. There are many things that we all, okay, excuse me, I gotta take a break on the English. I need to say this in my language so they understand. Jackie, kun tajusi, te muhkasti teon koe, nokotoes te kuta kolinamete e korwa leme. So, oops. So many times they say, okay, you understand. Yes, I do. And they will tell me, well, I don't understand why they are in the woods or the mountains it's very important to understand they've been there for many years, over thousands of years. Like we pretty much go back to AB or for early 1400s. So can't go further than that when the curator. So it's, I will not go into the Bible because the Bible, that's man-made. Well, I'm not putting them down, but it's man-made, and I do know the old verses. So, but again, indigenous natives always, we all communicated. It didn't matter what tribal, we all communicate with all creatures. Now we have two tribals that honor Bigfoot, and they always ask for a blessing. Now, when many people are saying, how long can a Bigfoot be in your area? It could be maybe a year, 2, 5 years, and doesn't leave. It just go into a different area. It say that there is 1,000 acres. It can go to the other half or divide it in 1/4, go to each different area and claim it. They do claim their areas just as much as we claim our property. Now, they have helped many people to understand Mother Earth. Other people say, well, why haven't I seen them? I can feel something, but I'm not sure. Now, and if you're walking in the woods and you're not understanding and you're feeling something very uncomfortable, that's a sign. If you start smelling something that's rotten and smells like wet, and okay, that could be two things: a DOGMAN or a Bigfoot, a Satanga. It's also that, they can be in the trees. So it's also where many people don't understand who and what they are. Myself, I've been to 4 of my clans. I've gone, even when this past year, I haven't gone, but I did finally make it a couple months ago. But I shouldn't have gone like the doctor said. But I went, I had to. I could feel them needing me. And ever since then, they've been coming to me. So, as my mama grandfather will say, if no one doesn't understand what we have on earth, then how will you understand yourself? And I agree with that. And I use that model too. If you don't understand yourself, then you need more education. Not saying going back to school, but learning how to be an adult, how to accept things in life. That is very, very important. Danse, okay, CP, thank you for joining. And it is possible that others don't and don't agree, and that's fine. But when we have been through many obstacles, we all are trying to learn what, but don't don't make it up. I did get permission to speak about this channel, and I am going to. I know I can speak about MT's channel. I have permission before. Now, I will say this. The cameraman, the crew, they've been doing what they're doing. They've been getting information, collecting it, and they're learning, and which is good. And I like that when others' channels do look out for each other and help or share that business. Now, Mike's MT Paranormal Life, he is more with the spirits, and he's learned very well by understanding between a negative and an evil orb or energy. And he's doing it really well. I tell people, and I tell these 2 channels, that if you want to continue on and understand what Mother Earth shares with everybody, then touch the tree. You can feel their energy. It's important to understand because the trees will give you sight. They will tell you actually if you're going right because they'll drop some trees, the leaves, I mean. And also they allow the other animals, the birds, the squirrels, to come on there, and them too will chatter away to let you know that someone else is here. They always alert you. They say that people are trying to understand why other channels leave glow sticks or markings on the trees. I will say that is a good idea. You need to know where you entered from because that's the way you're going to come out. If you go out to a different area, you got to make sure you're doing it right, because if you're going wrong, you'd be going into a den, or you can be going where there is a nest and you're not needed there. Then you're going to have aggressive Asatana, Bigfoot, or DOGMAN. So it is important to watch and look where you're being. And it's also important to stay calm. Have your mind clear. Have your heart with a low heartbeat. Don't show the excitement. Don't show the fear, because then they can smell it on you. You have to try to stay calm as much as possible. It is very important that you do always look around you. That way you can understand what is going around. That's only if you are, visiting Mother Earth to see what plants are there, or what other cryptid is out there. I am outside letting my 9-year-old grandson use the leaf blower. He's having so much fun. Aren't they? That's a way for them to enjoy themselves, to understand how leaves, when the blower goes, that is good. Okay, now I was asked, why do I smudge? And why do I like to talk about it? I know I've talked about it all my life. Everything that I've known already has taught me more and more, from Red Hawk, Chief, Blackfoot, Reds, Mama Rainfeather, Creek Nations. Now, they asked me, why do you feel, I'm going to something else now I'm going to say, do we natives, actually the person said, do you Indians hunt? Well, us natives do hunt, but we hunt enough for either for our village or for our home, and we share amongst with other families. They said that Marshall Elk Lucas over by Standing Rock, that he always goes and he dances and sings. Yes, he does that. And if you look on there, there is a large chief rock, and we give praise to it so that way everyone understands. Some people need to learn to smudge the right way and have a window open on the door. Door open, don't they? Yes, because when you're smudging your home, say you only have one door, that front door and whatever window you have around your home is towards the back. Because when you're gonna smudge, you always smudge yourself first. You go like this all the day, and they go all the way around, all the way around. You want to always go clockwise. And smudging in the windows, the doorway, same thing with each window. Do mirrors, because mirrors are very much a portal. I don't know why people don't understand, but I guess I have to repeat myself more and more. But if you make your own, sorry, I'm getting visions. When you try to smudge, have the door open, allow it to go right through. So you're cleansing your home for protection. That is important. Well, in our culture, it's important. Also, when we smudge the same way. You want to make sure you're doing right. It's also important that once it's cleared, you close the front, then the back door or the window. And then you give grace to our Father, the Creator, and Mother Earth. They said, how do we speak of the Creator? Askeniskoka, that means Creator. That's in Creed. Eskamoninto Hagte means Creator in Blackfoot. I do tend to speak Creed or Blackfoot almost the same. And when I speak Navajo, it's their language, and I always English back and forth. The elders there don't mind, doing a slang, but it's important to know your language. Okay, Marcy, thank you for coming and joining. So, praying is Iskanashmoto, and Iskanakuku means good day. They were telling us in the Zoom meetings this morning about voting. They're saying that vote has to do with the U.S. pipelines. They want to take some of our reservations. And we are been fighting for over 100 years. Now, they're saying they want to take more land from us and other tribals, but we fight very hard. We're not giving, but there are relatives that really want to sell them because they feel that the money will help them. So I hope many understand that they're going to lose all their property. Again, people ask, how far is I'm speaking too fast. I want to say my language in English. Had asked, well, where's Blackfoot Hills? It's over by Elk River and travels on. They said also, does it come close to Wyoming or Montana? It connects like a Y and goes east. Many people were asking me, do you understand the Pine Ridge? Yes, I do. A lot of, and the pines for instance, Ohio, because they're very, very active there. There is a pine ridge there. They call it pine something, but I know it as Pine Ridge. And they're aggressive on one side, and the other side, they're not as aggressive. But we all have to learn and understand how we walk with Mother Earth to know their tracks. Getting to understand the tracks of a Satanga, a dogman, and other animals, you have to be careful not stepping on them. But look down and you'd be surprised. Sometimes you would find a 18-inch or a 21. Now, I believe, from what I was told by the investigators that did Ohio, their tracks are from 18 to 24 inch. And the wide expanded is like a 9. And they have a 5-toe. So I've heard there's been 4 toes. There is a 4, there's a 6, and there's also they say, well, why is it they don't have 3? Okay, and then you're talking about a different one then. When I was younger, when I had investigated with Mama Rainfeather and other elders to go so we can teach the young, they were saying that, why is this large foot and the toes? You could barely see the toes, but you can see the arch, the oppression of it, and you can see the end of the foot, the heel. Now, if they have like a cut, or if they step on an acorn, you'll be able to tell. They say many of them don't understand why they are there. And I said, again, you have to pay attention. This is where you learn to have education, how it is on Mother Earth. Either you're going to bring a measuring tape to measure, so that way you can confirm different prints. In and out, Jackie, in and out. She went in and out, in and out. Our ancestors have already lost too much. Natives lost land and their lives. I think it's enough is enough for people to, I agree with you, Marcy. And believe me, I know, and I've seen it, and it's brought many tears to my elders, like Mama Rainfeather. Well, she didn't cry, but she used her sailor mouth. Trying to listen to a native speaking, and that words is, it's funny and it's weird. But some of them, the U.S. has spoken, showing money. I can give this to you now. Let me have your land. But they don't realize they can't live on their land. They gave up their home and everything else. So I do understand a lot of that. And I say we share Mother Earth with all creatures. Sometimes people will hunt for birds, squirrels, frogs, mink, elk, rats. You would do what you can to survive. Now, this is the same thing with all creatures. They all like learning. what is on Mother Earth. And what I mean by that is I'm talking about like the DOGMAN. Okay. It's very important to understand that if the U.S. says to the people, I want to take your property, I want to open up the road more, what would you say? Say you had land here like this, we have the farming areas, our cornfield. Say we need to take 50 acres of that. And then we had the house and then a little bit of land. You think you can be okay with that or no? I disagree. I would say no. Because where are all the creatures are gonna go during the day to hide or go make their nesting? It's not just in the woods. They do come to part of the city, the outskirts of the city. And yes, some do cloak, and which is kind of because they really don't want to be harmed. I was speaking with somebody earlier, and you've been invited to come and speak. Okay, well, not right now. I'm thinking try to choose my words right, because I don't want to give the false information. Trying to say it politely and a way that doesn't disturb anyone. It's important to speak up because you got to remember too, your next generation will take over. So it's best not to sell. Like Mama Rainfeather over on the res there, she's towards the end. So her borderline, her home is on the borderline where she's like only 200 yards from the mountain where she can go into the woods there. And they asked if they could take, no. Mm-mm. We had a Zoom meeting about all this, and there's quite a few of us disagree. So we'll have more information by next week. Oh, I have a guest here joining me. Let's join him. Thank you.
How are you?
I'm fine. Con este ahoa. Many
Hello.
blessings. Many blessings. Welcome to my board. How are you?
I'm doing good today. Quite nice. We got some rain out here, and now it's starting to warm up. The sun's coming out, so I figured I'd join you for a little bit of chat.
Well, here, open book. Can ask anything you like. I have my viewers here. The council is watching from different tribals, so this is my channel. I give out more information than we're supposed to, but I'm a fighter and I do what I gotta do.
There you go. That's the way you got it. That's the way you got to go about it. So
Yeah, no,
I didn't catch
yes.
what have you guys been talking about tonight?
Tonight we've been talking about Bigfoot. Yesterday I spoke about the it, but today we're talking about properties and stuff.
So like where you guys see them at out there in certain properties, or
I get a bunch of email. Well, I haven't done any investigation in a year since I broke my leg, but I'm still on a community. And we do Zoom meetings. We had investigators go out, and they do notify me and tell me this is what's going on. And since you have connections with the people on this state, you can share what we've seen. And that's what I've been doing, spreading out the word out there. Do be careful, because it does climb underground or go in caves.
See, I really think the caves have a lot to do with it, because where I had my encounter, there were caves very, very nearby, maybe about, I don't know, quarter half mile away,
Okay.
right on a river.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw a lot of signs. I'm not cutting anybody off right now, am I?
No.
Okay,
No.
all right. So, and I saw a lot of signs when I used to go out there that back then I didn't know what they were. Like, uh, but something about them just, I don't know, was strange. And so, like, one day I was walking down the path to the cave, and I saw a squirrel, and I swear it looked like it'd been peeled like a banana, like something grabbed its tail, just took the skin and rolled it over its head, and then all the meat was gone. But a regular predator isn't going to do that, and a human's going to take it home and skin it and eat it properly. So one of them things, I didn't know what box to put that in back in the day.
Do you understand it now, or are you still iffy
Oh,
about it?
no, I understand it now. I understand it now, because since I've walked back down to that cave, since I look at the spot where I found this, and and it's kind of cool, because I'm like on a cliff face, and I'm
Uh-huh.
walking down a trail, and the tops of the trees are right there. I mean, if I had a 6 foot long arm, I could grab a squirrel, like, like in 2 seconds. So it
Squirrel.
spoke to me a little bit.
Okay. Squirrels are, as we say in Niskoska, they're little snitches. They let you know what predator is around. If you can actually communicate with a squirrel and you hear them squeak loud, that means more danger.
Oh
If
yeah, oh
you,
yeah, yeah, yeah. The bark.
there's,
We here in
yeah,
Missouri, we call it a bark,
okay. We,
because
and
when my cat goes outside, they always bark at her. Danger.
yes, they do. You can tell when us indigenous natives are not allowed to say the word, because it means we're welcoming them. And I try to tell other channels, please don't say it so much. Don't, if you're not protected, it can come to you, attach to you, and it would follow you from there and get your children, or if there's your house is unsettled, it will able to come in. And this is why it's important that you don't say the word so much. And I know many people do, they just don't understand. Us indigenous natives, we always try to use the proper words. That way we don't welcome any entities in our home or ourselves. Because I sure don't want another clone in me and then popping out into something evil.
No, I can totally get that. Um, there's so many powers out there in this world that I'm still trying to grasp and figure out, the intricacies of it, I guess you could say.
Mhm.
I mean, I know there's, oh my gosh, I so know there's higher power, and you know, I know I'm a half Irish, half Spanish guy, but I've always respected the Native American culture, and
Right.
I'm telling you, you know, and this is coming from me with no education other than me just feeling it, and I've done things in my life to where I when I say offerings, I'm talking about like tobacco smoke or prayers or just talking, and they answer. They answer. Just like but I also pray to my God and he answers.
Right.
So, you know, I don't know, that's cool for me that there's things out there that will listen to you when you need them most.
I do know that when I pray to our Father, the Creator, it brings out more with Mother Earth. I pray to them both to give us the patience to understand what is on this earth beside us. As I was growing older, to understand why these are here, this is where we learn to do a lot of tracking to see if we get any visuals of them. Sometimes I do. Now I have 4 clans that I do speak with, and I do interact with them. And they tell me too, Mother Earth, it needs protection from all the bad entities that are coming. So again, they're telling me that there is something more dangerous and very aggressive, that it's uncontrollable. Now, Mama Rainfeather was attacked by an it, but this was on the res. Now, the laptop that had all the mirrors, the ring videos, it's all there. I can't get it back. And this happened in Canada. So it's very difficult to see if anyone really knows what it is. But the ones that have been investigating for all different areas and understand what they are, yes, I do. I know what they look like. I have pictures of them. I just don't, I'm a type of native that doesn't want to post everything, my photos or the videos. I have shared some of my pictures of my different clans, but when you do that, you notice people stealing your stuff. So this
They
is why
steal it and they
I
squash
claim
it
it.
into the ground.
Some do that, or they claim it and say, and I'm like, hey, that looks like mine. So
Yeah.
I don't like that. So this is
No,
why
no.
I let everybody else want to do it, and I observe what they're doing. I'm like, okay, I can understand this, but why do you want to use someone else's photo and go to a different group and say this is what I seen? Now that hurt a
Attention.
couple channels, yeah, to get the attention. Correct.
Yeah.
A couple channels told me, "Can you tell me what's going on?" I said, "Well, let me go where you're going to be, and I'll tell you." So, and that's what I do. I sit and I get the vision, and I'll tell them.
There you go.
But they
There you go.
just, it's just crazy. Everybody wants to claim certain things, but they go ahead and claim it. It's going to suck
Yeah.
the life out of you. It will.
Well,
It will take the life out of
it
you.
it, it's kind of sad what the whole community has turned into. I mean, I didn't even know about the community until I I had my experience, and then I sat on it for years. Um, maybe a couple years, and then I'm like, I got to get this out. And once I talked about it, you know, it turned into more.
Mhm.
Because then I realized I wasn't alone. Um, and you know, I don't like what I call the community now because I mean, there's a lot of good people out there. Don't get me wrong, but it's like a few little trolls that'll get out there and they'll just make people feel horrible.
Yes.
And I hate that, and it's almost impossible to get, you know, away from that. I've found some pretty good groups to where the administrators they'll kick them off right away, and that makes it nice. But you know, if they get to the point they want to follow you to your personal page, I mean, I don't get it. I don't get it.
I don't accept anyone on my personal page. That's why I made my Elder Medicine Bear page, because
There
then
you
I can
go.
keep. My husband said, "Who's so and so? They want to be friends. Don't accept it."
That's why I'm cryptid fest.
You know, even my husband, he's like, it's very smelly in here. I think your buddies are here. I said, oh, my furry family. Because my
Yeah.
clan that I have right here on the border of California and Nevada, they come here.
I'll
They'll
believe
come
you.
and sit. They'll come in my backyard and sit there, and I'll leave a plate there for them. And then when it is about 1 o'clock in the morning, I'll go out and I'll sit and I'll speak with them.
Very cool. That's very cool.
Even my ring cams, you can see it's all blurry going down. He goes, "Oh my God, I got to delete that, delete that, delete that," because I don't want more government or people. What is this? And
No, yeah. No, I understand. Yeah, there's a lot of gray area in being interested in something like this. A lot of gray area. Not as much as my beard, but a lot of gray area.
well, I have mine, and I'm proud who I am. My nephew, he's also a state trooper, and the sister is a county sheriff. So when
Very cool.
we come by and they get a call and they're like, "Hey, someone just said they saw a Bigfoot or something," and he'll call Auntie.
There you go.
Is your friends in
Man,
town?
you gotta have that inside connection. I'm telling you. Makes all the difference.
Well, they'll call me and they'll be like up in Sonora where Yosemite is, and they'll like, "Hey, they're saying there's a sighting of something," and my husband and I will get in the car and I'll go and look, and I can't go all the way up just yet. I'm still healing from my broken leg. But he's like, "I took a picture of it," and wow, yeah, that looked like a 19 inch. I mean, I was like,
Oh my God.
that's a big one.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it
It
is.
is.
That's wow. So, yeah, it's kind of crazy, man. So you're gonna come on my podcast too, right?
Yep.
Okay. So
You just
yeah,
send me a
I was
link
talking.
and I'll go to it. I'll go to
All
your
right,
podcast.
cool. So, and I'll come back on. I know you're doing a live thing, but we can do like a real podcast if you want. But I'm enjoying talking to you. So, 19 inches. Um, I don't think they get that big down here in the Ozarks. A buddy of mine that
Oh, they
lives up,
do.
do
They do.
they? Well, I hope the one that stalked me that night wasn't that big. I'd probably peed a little more in my pants.
Well, you could have got a juvenile because
Oh, okay.
they do go out with the older ones or the dogman.
So, oh my gosh, you really need to hear my story. You'd probably have a lot of info for me because honestly, the first experience, I might have been a juvenile, I don't know, but the second one was like a year later, pretty much same place within like a half mile and same time of year, like within a few days.
Mm-hmm.
And this one, when I responded to it, because it was on the other side of the river, it, the girl I was with at the time, because I was a little bit away from her, said, and she could hear it better. My hearing's not that great. And she said it sounded like a scared chimpanzee running up the hill through the leaves. Because she said she heard, whoo, 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 whoo. kind of like it was, and that's how exactly
So
how she did
that's a
it.
juvenile.
That's what I was wondering, because what I
Juveniles
did
usually,
was
I
what
apologize.
you're fine. What I did was I walked down the trail. It came down the hill, and I could hear it, and it was going whoa, and it was letting loose with some big vocals like whoa, whoa. And she
Mhm.
looked at me, and she didn't believe me. This is like a year after my original experience, and she didn't believe me when I told her that story. And she was with me outside in front of this cave, and we're sitting there, and it's getting about dusk, and it starts going off, and I can hear it, and it's on the other side of the river. And I was like, I looked, I looked at her, and she looked at me. Her eyes got real big, and she whispers, "It does sound like a gorilla," because that's what I told her it sounded like. It sounded like a gorilla to me. And I went like this to her, and I was like, shh, shh. So then I was like, I didn't know what really to do, so I walked down the path, and I got a big log, and probably stupidest thing I could have ever done, because I don't know what this is gonna make it do. But I smacked a tree, and I hit it hard too. I mean, like really hard. It echoed through the valley. I saw birds fly off, and when I got back, she said, "When you did that, it sounded like a scared chimpanzee running up the hill." She said, "I could hear it scurrying through the leaves and making that whoop, 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 whoop sound." So
Yeah.
I don't know.
When when you move, they'll move. But sometimes they'll be in the trees. They'll cloak. They will cloak.
Okay. So the last guy, actually, I just dropped this video today, talked about cloaking.
Okay. Yeah, they do
So
cloak.
if you want to check that one out, yeah, yeah, and actually, I think I think that's the name of the episode. Is it cloaking? Question mark.
It's
So
cloak. Okay. I'll check it out. Um, I know that there's many other channels that always ask me for assistance, and can you verify? Am I doing right or wrong? And what I do is I'll sit here or I'll be in my teepee, and I'm trying to get where they are at. I'll either be sitting on the branch watching that. I'll tell them something is coming close to you. It could be 40, 50 yards, and I will tell you be to your right, and it's maybe between 2 and 4. And they'll be like going, then they go that way, and sure enough, it's the same thing I
so
tell them.
so you mentally connect with them?
Hmm.
Oh, that's so awesome.
I've been doing this for so many years. I'm 63 years old. I have 58 years
Mm.
experience.
I I got another
I've
guy
done it.
you need. I got another guy you need to talk to. Yeah, I know. Yeah, no, I'll hook you guys up behind the scenes. I ain't gonna put it out here, but behind the
Okay.
scenes, I got another guy you want to talk to.
Okay.
He's been on my show, but I like him, and that intrigues me. I don't have that, and I've heard of it before because Survivor Man, Les Stroud, was one of my heroes for a long time, and he still is. I mean, even more now than then. But he talked about getting the 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 voices in his head, and he knew, they weren't just voices in his head. Something was projecting a thought into his head,
They
and
will also let you know that something around is danger, that they'll tell you don't go that way, or they'll send some kind of vision for you to understand. And believe me, I've had channels come in, ask me, email me, or do a FaceTime call. Hey, I had this vision, and I go, well, it's trying to communicate with telling you, don't go that way. There is an entity that is not good unless you want to be your soul out. They do. I've interacted with where I sat, ate with them from a distance, and share many things. So it's very important that you do watch with your eyes and listen. If you can feel them, and if it's like shaky, your body is shaking and you're trying to understand, then you're getting overpowered from them. You have to tell them, slow down, slow down. Don't, you're giving too much of your energies, which is overpowering.
I've not been there, but I have felt them. I know when they're around. I mean, I can feel it. I can feel it, you know. And I
CP
usually
said,
get
is
a
this your link?
confirmation.
I'm
What's that?
sorry. One of my viewers, my monitors, are asking, is this your link?
Uh,
YouTube.com, the cryptid
the
quest
Cryptic
bar.
Podcast. That's it. Should be. Yep.
Yeah, she put it up for you so others can see it.
Oh, cool. Thank you. Yeah, I'm just weird. I'm not like
You're not weird. You have a lot of questions,
I
and you
do.
don't
I
know
have a
how,
lot of
you don't know how
questions.
to ask it right.
100% because I've experienced it, but I don't think I've experienced the what I like to say the spiritual side. You know what I mean?
I've done the spiritual side. I also taught one of the channels too, how to accept and how to come forward with it. It's hard. It takes a lot of energy out of you, but it's like I always say with all the channels, before you enter anywhere in the woods or the mountains or any caves, put down tobacco, talk to your creator, your God, your Jesus Christ, because they're the same. Put down tobacco, say a quick prayer, and say you don't want nothing attached to me, nothing attached to my equipment. I'm just here to explore. That is it. Not to harm anything or harm you. Don't harm me. I won't harm you. And then you say, after you've done your prayer, you say that and you say amen, and you can go on in your journey observing Mother Earth. Now it's important to enjoy it, and then you never know, you will get an unvisitor coming and watching you from the behind or in front, and you'll hear it. Sometimes you'll hear them and that's how they're communicating.
I've heard.
I know how they laugh too.
I gotta give you my whole eventually. Not tonight. I need to come back on and tell you my whole story because there's so much stuff. So much stuff
I
that
can feel that
but
your mind is going 100 miles and
it
you have
is.
many questions to ask, but privately.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. So nah, I want to talk more about this, but and we can do it on air, but I would like to talk to you, you know what I mean?
In a private chat.
And yeah, yeah,
That's understandable.
friend chat and then I'll come on and say more. But
Okay.
yeah, there's a lot of stuff in my head that, and I don't want people to think I'm crazy. I got questions,
You're not
I've
crazy. Everyone I know does enjoy sharing the information or helping the other person to understand. It's like I always tell everyone, even in my community here or the other channels that I help, I'm like, okay, one thing is make sure you are protected, your mind is clear, and you're staying calm, because if your heart is beeping so fast, they can pick up that fear before you even enter the mountain.
yeah, I
It's
got you.
it's you have to. I mean, I know that women and men, they get so nervous and like they have to already go potty because they're already scared. Don't do that. Don't I tell them, go to the bathroom first before you go up there, because you have to have an open mind, but being calm. You know, I have many of my.
That's one of my biggest problems, staying calm.
You get excited, like I
You
get
can tell,
excited when I
can't
go.
you? Yeah, I always do. It's been me my whole life, you know.
Yeah.
But I don't know that they necessarily mind that, you know. I mean,
I
maybe they
don't think
do.
they did mine because you're still here, so they must.
I'm still
They
here.
must.
They didn't kill me that night, which you'll get the full story, but I thought I was gonna die, but they didn't kill me. But if they wanted to, they could have, is all I got to say. But
I will say this: you've come close where they just laugh at you. I mean, don't. I'm not trying to be funny or anything, but I can feel a lot of things, and I'm starting to get little visions here and there. So
you know what's funny? You know what's funny you say that? Is the guy I told you that you gotta talk to, that he said the same thing. He said they laugh at you. He said they
they
laugh
do.
at you. I said, what do you mean they laugh at me? He's like, not in a bad way. They just think you're funny.
Yeah, they
I'm like,
think
all right, well, I guess
humans.
that's cool.
They, they feel humans are more like da da da.
Yeah.
Well, my clan up over here by the border in California and Nevada, they call my husband Tonka Buffalo because he fell rolling down.
Oh,
He actually he came he seen him come out of the tree like this, and he got boom boom boom, he slipped and fell all the way down. So they the juvenile was running on the side laughing and seeing if he was gonna go off more towards the, because there's a cliff that goes down, and my husband went to grab, and right away they looked and they were going after him to see if he did. Oh, my husband caught on, and they're like I mean, that's how I've heard them laugh.
I believe that. That's so funny. That's great. I don't get to hear things out here like that in the Ozarks. I don't, because I think out here they're not as open. They're more secluded. I don't know. I think more aggressive, but maybe I'm wrong.
No, um they're very timid. They have boundaries there. That's what I pick up.
They have what?
They have boundaries.
Yeah, see, and now that you say that, like the night that I had my experience, I felt like I was at the wrong place at the wrong time. Like, you're supposed to be here during the day, and at night, this is my spot. And like I said, I don't know if it was, you're gonna draw my whole story out of me tonight. Not the whole
Well,
thing.
I
I
just
won't bring it all up.
what I can feel that you have so many questions, but you're throwing your. I'm getting the vision of feeling what's off you, so I'm seeing it what you're doing, and there are two large trees there, and you're looking this way towards the left, and then you
I
were like,
was. That's where the field
and your
was.
and your eyes were very big.
Yeah, I was scared to death. I thought I was gonna die. I woke up hearing a silverback gorilla.
No, that one was an adult one that you saw
It
when
sound
you.
it sounded like a silverback gorilla, no doubt.
But the one further down, that was a juvenile. The
That
juvenile was playing with you.
I okay. See, I think he might have been excited though because I was with the female, but
Mhm.
at the same time of year. But yeah, you're right. I think you're right, because why would have run off sounding scared if you know? Because I'm gonna tell you, I don't think there's anything I could have done that night when I was in that blind to make whichever one was behind me take off. I mean, it I could hear it. It sounded like it was snapping freaking trees that were at least 3 inches in diameter.
The one that you're speaking of is the adult one.
It had to have been. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I would think so. It couldn't have been more than 10 yards behind me. I could hear it. Oh my gosh. It gives me goosebumps when I think about how it woke me up that night. It was 2 a.m. Might as well give you the story.
You probably were too close to a nesting area.
And okay, so this is another thing that I've never really shared with anybody. But so when I told you about hearing a year later, same point in time, well, right before that second encounter, I was down along a creek that went into the river because it was along the Merrimack River. A lot of encounters on it. A lot of encounters. I saw what looked like a 16-inch footprint, but then there looked like there was a smaller one, like stepped into it, coming from the side.
They do that. That's what I was just explaining on my other videos. It'll be a mother or the adult. It could be a father or older juvenile. The young ones will step in the same print.
Really?
Yes.
Never heard that before, but that's what I saw.
Yeah,
I was like,
do.
I thought it was weird because at first I saw the big one, and I mean, it wasn't, it wasn't like in great mud. I'm on a creek bank right after a flood, but I'm looking at it and I could say, man, I see 5 toes. And I measured it. I took a picture of it. I can't find the picture for the life of me, but I took a picture of it and it was 16 inches long. And then there was a smaller one. And I think the smaller one, to me, I didn't measure it per se because I didn't see it till afterwards. I didn't see it until I was looking at the picture again. And I'm like, oh my God, there's another one because I could see another heel mark, but it was smaller.
And it
And
came halfway of the large one.
It was about 5 inches, 5 inches, maybe 6.
So that's why I'm saying from what I'm feeling is that the bigger the foot is, the little foot was part halfway. Because it wasn't completely on the adult heel, it was up raised more. So it was in between.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Usually the babies will stay with the mother or she'll leave them to walk and they know to walk on her steps.
Oh, I got another really cool story for you though. Secondhand, but the people I'm talking about, they've been on Expedition X with Josh Gates. They live right down the road from me. I've been to their house. I've seen all his. He thinks it's Sasquatch, but of course, Expedition X came out and said it was the Ozark Howler because that's a cryptid that they talk about around here with, supposed to be like a Sasquatch with horns and red eyes, but I think it's just a damn Sasquatch. If you want my own personal opinion. So he was showing me some pictures of his house before they came out, and you could see there's 2 sets of tracks. One that has about a 3-foot stride, and they're about 6 inches. The other one was damn near a 6-foot stride, and I think they were like 17 inches, 16, but it's hard to tell with snow. But it happened the night before, so the next morning when he saw it, there hadn't been any melt or remelt. You know how they sometimes say that'll make it look bigger.
Right.
And the strange thing is, this is so cool. about 5 feet from the back of his house, before they got to the back of his house, the small set of tracks disappeared. As if the mama grabbed it and said, "We're in danger zone. You're coming."
They'll jump
Oh, good.
on the back. And I've
Yeah.
told this to
Okay.
many
On the
people.
back. Okay.
They'll jump from the back, or if it's on the arm, and then she'll grab, and she'll be carrying them, or they'll stay up here and hold on.
Oh my gosh. So his theory was probably right.
Yeah.
Because he
That's
didn't
what
know.
they do.
He's like, "This is what I'm thinking it was." He was showing me the pictures. He even took me out into his backyard and showed me the spot. And I could say, and it came from deep, deep, deep woods to where they were crossing. They're going to go past his house, another house, and then back into deep woods down towards the lake, which big lake out here, Taneycomo, Table Rock, Bull
They're
Shoals.
probably looking for something, and then when they find it, they leave. Many
Yeah,
of them do come to their home area, and some of them are welcome in that area. Now, if you welcome them to your home, you tell them you cannot come inside. You're welcome on the back of my house. If you come in front, people are going to see you. So it's either you stay back there. If you need comfort or shelter, it's in the back. If you passing through, you can. See, I tell mine they're welcome. They will come in. And my husband says, I don't like the smell. So, but other channels I have told them, they told me too. Even my children that I have sponsored them, and I've helped them and give them some advice what can be, how to interact with them, but always stay calm. You have to show them that you are a good person, to be calm. I'm not here to harm you. But if here's something, I'll put something in the backyard on a stump, or you make a stump, or you can share with crackers or a candy and a bell, and because the juveniles like the bells, they like to throw it, and then they throw it back. And
That's so cool. So yeah, so I don't know if I'm not going to drop his name, so because I don't have his permission yet. But a buddy of mine, we were talking the other night. He lives up towards Washington State, and he's going to try some little experiments. He's got a lot, like
just
a
be careful with
million acres in
the
his backyard.
marbles.
What's that?
Just be careful with marbles.
Okay, so no, he didn't say anything about marbles. I told him I've heard that they like blue. Yeah, marbles they might try to eat, or I don't know. I would think they'd choke on them or something. But he said he was just going to put shiny stuff out, like you know, uh, like some
If you
foils.
give them something and you're that impressed with them, they'll gift you back.
I'm
I
hoping that's what happens for him.
I've been gifted with, it looked like a doll, but it's made out of twigs. And
Oh,
I've had that over 40 years.
that's so cool.
And one of the children, um, one of my sponsors that I sponsor, I call him Sangha, they made him, there is a Satanga that likes my daughter-in-law, because these are the ones I sponsor. They become my children. So
Yeah.
what I taught him and everything, and he's like, "Mama, what is this?" I said, "Oh, you got a gift." There was sage in there because they do smudge. They do know what sage is. They put berries in it, and then they got a flower in there, and that was for them. So he was gifted. Now, if you gift them something shiny, um, don't leave it too poked. Don't, you know, like no daggers or nothing. They don't like that.
No, I wouldn't
If
think so.
you can give them a ball, you know, like for mussels, they squeeze them. They like those. I know they like the bells, the balls. Don't give no marbles because they'll flick them. And believe me, it hurts when they'll flick it. They'll go.
Oh
One of my,
no.
yeah, one of my sons that I had sponsored, he did it with his clan, and they got him right
Oh, you're
in
fine.
that private area.
Oh
That happened to Gizmo.
no. I mean,
I
I
should have
didn't.
asked
I didn't mean to
permission to
laugh
speak,
so
but
hard.
it's yes.
Oh my gosh.
He was
So
on
no,
live too when that happened.
I'm a little, you know, I'm a little scared to do the gifting thing because I I don't want them to expect it every day. So if I fail, they're gonna come and like
No,
yank you out of bed.
never want to do that every day. You want to do it maybe once or twice a month or once a
Okay.
month. You can
Okay.
go with crackers, weaklings, high hos, dry fruit,
So what?
and
Okay. So
chocolate.
one thing I did, and it made me very curious. And of course, there's a lot of naysayers out there. But I went about because behind my house, nothing but woods, creek,
Hmm.
more woods. So I went about 50, 100 feet into the woods, call it 75, just, you know, middle ground. I found a rock because, of course, this is the Ozarks and Table Rock Lake. There's more rocks in the ground than dirt. So I find
Yeah.
this big rock in the woods and I take a peanut butter jar and I did take the cellophane off the top, but I put the lid back on. I didn't tighten it real hard, but I put it back on to where it was
Okay.
like almost tight, but not completely tight. And I set it on that rock. And then I left it out there for a couple days. And then I came back out, and that jar is still sitting on the rock face up. I mean, I took a picture of it the way it was sitting. And of course, everybody said, "Ah, no, you just." Blah, blah, blah." And the lid is sitting right next to it. It wasn't back on it because I've heard that before that they'll put it back on, but the lid wasn't back on. And then I had somebody else say, "Well, that's if it was a Bigfoot, the whole jar would have been clean." So, like the
Not
bottom of the
necessarily.
jar, what's that?
Not necessarily.
So the bottom of the jar had maybe a quarter inch of peanut butter still in it, but it was clean all around the sides, all the way down to that point. And you
Okay.
could and I mean you could see something had been in it. I mean, you can't tell if it's a rodent nose or a primate finger or a human finger. I mean, you just can't tell. I mean, just without, you know, forensics coming out and like locking the whole scene down. So I'm just like, well, this is kind of cool because this rock is like 2 foot off the ground, not very big, maybe about the size of this thing right here, about that
Okay.
size, and it's flat on top. I mean, not 100% flat, but flat enough. And the jar is sitting there, standing straight up, not laid over on its side. And the lid
So
is literally like 3 inches away from it, sitting right there. And everybody was like, "Oh, that was a raccoon. That was a deer. That was a squirrel." And I'm like, "Okay, maybe it was. Maybe it was." But still makes you think. You got to think. You know, I don't think it's going to happen like that. But
did you look on the ground of the area where the peanut butter was?
do I know what now?
Did you check the area
Oh,
around?
oh, you talking about, yeah, the substrate out here is horrible for tracks. horrible. Yeah, like I said, you got more rocks than you got dirt. It's like almost impossible unless you're like along a creek bed, right along, around the lake. You're not gonna find a track out here. That's why when I found the one that I told you about, I was in a creek bed. You know, if you go 10 feet off of that and it's just woods, you ain't getting a footprint out here unless you get real lucky, and I doubt it.
Okay.
So,
Is there a cave or a hole?
this
But maybe about,
Missouri's the cave state.
there's nothing like that within the 100 yards from you?
A cave?
Well,
Oh yeah,
it
there's
looks like it's a cave.
you can be almost anywhere in Missouri along any kind of waterway or hillsides like this. You're
No,
within 100 feet of a cave. What?
from you, where you are now.
Oh yeah, there's one right down the hill.
Okay.
Kind of cool looking too, actually, because
I
it's got a little
see it.
waterfall that comes off it.
Okay. So that's what I'm picking up. There's a little cave.
Yeah, there's a little cave, and then there's a little creek that runs through here. And like I told you earlier, the people that had the tracks, 2 sets of tracks going through the yard, not more than, I don't know, 4 miles, maybe 5 miles from here as crow flies. So never know. Just saying, you got to keep all your options open.
Always, always, always.
I mean, I'm 100% believer, but I know a lot of people out there are still on the fence. But
Yeah,
I
there
believe
is. There is people even out here trying to fake it. They wear a costume, and I'm like, you better be careful, because if you're wearing
yeah,
a costume and they can feel you're human. They'll come and grab you, and toss you like they do the logs. They
I
pick
wish they
up these
would.
big logs and
I hate to be a jerk, but I wish they would. I wish they'd get all them people out there faking. I'm sorry. I'm being
yeah.
honest.
Well, no, I appreciate your honesty, because that's how I am too. And
I,
sometimes they say you're a little too forward, Mama Bear Claw. I don't know, but that's just me.
uh,
I even tell the other council members on the board, I said, you tell me, know your laws. I do. I know our laws. See, we have laws different from Americans, and we have our indigenous laws, and I already know them. I'm an attorney for it. That's what I do for many of the Reds. And I'm also a medicine woman, which I still do. But I said I'm going to fight so other people can understand what is out there. I'm going to show them somehow, or make them understand and not be so shocked or scared when they're out there. And that's what I've been doing for the past year and a half now, is trying to teach others, you're not alone.
well, you know what? I like your vibe. I like what you're saying. And you're going to teach you some things because I'm just a dumb white guy.
No, you have a lot of experience, but you don't understand them yet. It's coming to
Exactly.
you. Yeah,
Yeah.
I really
And
do.
yeah, I'm trying to get a grasp on it, but that's what started my whole journey doing the podcast. And now I'm to the point where I still want to share my own, but I want to hear what other people have to say, and I want to know if there's anything that I've heard from anybody else that might be able to help them.
There is
Continue.
you have to put your boots on and walk on Mother Earth and go visit, see what's out there. Look, everything. The trees will give you energy. They will speak to you. The mountains, they'll move you. You have to open your eyes to really see what's out there.
You're 100% right. You got to open your eyes and you got to open your heart
Yes.
and
That
your
is very
soul.
true.
Son of a gun. But you do. Yeah, you're right. You're right, though. You really do. I mean, until there's so many people out there that are just like so shut down and closed off, and they don't really get it. And I get, I'm
They're
starting to
learning
get
the
it.
hard way.
I'm
They're
starting to get
learning the
it.
hard way.
I did
Oh,
learn the
well,
hard way. You're 100% right. I
you're
did
getting
learn the
there.
hard way, but I'm getting there. And I excused my outfit because I just got off work and when I called
That's
you,
okay.
so
That's all
I
right.
am
That's all
still
right.
working, man.
Well, good for you. Don't
Yeah,
stop.
well,
It's
as long as I
important.
can keep moving, we got it
There you
made.
go. There you go.
And everybody out there, I don't care who you're voting for, just go vote. I don't care who, just go vote. Vote,
Amen.
vote for so elder bear medicine claw. You're Ramona. It's Ramona, isn't it? Did I get it right?
Elder Medicine Bear Claw Ramona. Yes.
All right. Well, I think I got most of it right.
Everybody
My
calls
eyesight's
me.
not as good anymore, so I can't really see all the little letters right there by your name.
It's
I probably should
okay.
have expanded it.
Everybody calls me Mama Bear Claw.
Mama Bear Claw?
Yes.
All right. Well, from now on, is it okay if I call you Mama Bear Claw?
Yeah, be honored.
Perfect. I'd be honored if you let me. That's cool. That makes it a lot easier too, because that was a long name. I was trying to say that to people the last few days. It's been rough.
Yeah. It's just because I am an elder. I'm one of the elders that are allowed to speak of stories to our generation. And medicine, I do that. I do a lot. I've learned over the years when I was 6 to understand what a plant can make this for medicine. So, and to this day, I still do, just like the protection medicine bags I make. And it carries very sacred things. This here, I've had since I was 4 or 5 years old.
Oh yeah?
And my
Really?
string is barely coming apart, so I got to put sew a new one. Yeah,
That's so
many
cool.
of my community viewers they bought some, and we are not supposed to say bought because it's of our laws. So you say donations, but I actually been telling everyone just go ahead and just purchase. So now
There
you
you
can
go.
always do it. I have I have a couple on here that have those bags are legit, Henry says. A lot of my viewers have protection medicine bags.
Well, I'm going to promote that. I'm going to promote that. I'm probably going to have to buy one myself. Actually,
Well, right now they're on order for $80. Because
I
usually
can I
they
can
go.
I can put it on my page too. Do
Oh,
you,
you're more
send me
welcome
the
to
link for
share.
it?
They're
Send me
on
the
my
link for it.
page and my YouTube. They're on there too. Just you can
Okay.
link it over.
All right. Well, I'll hunt it down. I'll share it on my page, and I'll put the
Appreciate
word
that.
out.
I
I'll put
appreciate
the
that.
word out. We'll put it on a couple other pages too.
Okay. That's very generous. Thank you. As we say, hi, kunya nakiche. Exactly what I just said in English. So
Well, that's awesome. I can only say it in English.
it's okay. That's fine. A lot of my viewers know that I speak 9 languages. So
Oh, yeah, we're still live, right?
yeah, we're still live. I have a lot of people here. Levon says, are we still live? Patrick, he's gone now, or he's back. Nope, he's on.
I'm
You
still
might
here.
be having internet problems.
Oh, why am I like My clothes go on the then blaze.
My
Oh,
my
that's
clothes
cool.
go on the medicine bag, then blaze in orange and camo. What I do
Yeah.
is what I feel what color I can see for you, then that's the color
Yeah.
of the bag I send
Oh,
out.
oh, okay. So that's the color of his bag.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, cool. That's so cool. I want one. I'm gonna have to. We're gonna have to talk. We'll talk afterwards because I don't want everybody to copy me. They'll be
You can
like, "I want to
always
be like Patrick." No, you can't be.
you can always my messenger, we can, discuss over whatever you want to.
Heck yeah, heck yeah. We'll get it set up. Hey,
Yes.
I'm not trying to be rude right now, but my wife, I think, is wanting me to go watch the sunset with her, which
Go
is
ahead.
kind
When
of our
wife
thing.
calls, gotta go.
Oh my gosh, I've had so much fun. And I'm going to come back on and you're going to come on my show, right? Right?
Yes, I will. I will. I
All
will.
right. Perfect. Well, thank
All
you
right.
so much.
Thank you.
I
Many
had fun
blessings to you and
talking
your
to you.
wife.
I'll,
Awesome.
I'll, I'll tell her hi for you. Then I'll be like, she said you got to give me a kiss.
Don't get me in trouble that way now. All
Oh, I probably will, but it's okay. You won't know about it. All right. Have a good night.
right. Good night.
Bye.
Bye-bye. All righty. Oh, he didn't uh okay. Henry, hello. Tansei Oki. Yvonne. CP, Marcy, Bob, and Maddie. Much love, much love. How are you guys? All right. JP. Okay, I have a new comment. So, Dogman, I have one very close. Okay, is he aggressive or is he maintaining? Or is he scouting your area? Great. Thank you, Jackie. Hi, hi. Yes, it was, he has been wanting to interview me and ask me questions. And I told him, look at my bag. I need to put the new leather. It tells you how long I've had it. Sorry, I can't put words together tonight. Don't worry. We're good. We all understand what you mean, and we all see. I can't do it too hard, or I'll I'm off again. I can put this on one of my protectors there. Después está comiendo. Cállate, chico. Thank you. Okay. I hope everyone had enjoyed our little interview and stuff. I will say that the cameraman and crew are starting to get activity, and the lizard man channel, he's getting starting to understand, and he's building his channel too. He is one of my sponsors. He is 52 years old. I've been helping him for the past 30 years, and he's doing great. He finally opened up to start his own YouTube and Facebook, but I'm not sure completely if it is on. But he's been having a lot of activities with the DOGMAN, and he says once in a while he can hear the whoop, the whoop. And I tell him, make sure you communicate properly with them. And he does from his backyard, because about maybe 50 yards is the woods from his farming. And he told me, he goes, it's crazy here in Montana. I said, you're not very far from where I want to have my home. And said, yeah, it'd be nice. Then you can come with me. We can go up. I said, we could. But there is a lot of things that people need to understand when you are investigating any state, any woods, or any mountains. You first have to be familiar with the area. Look on the map, or if it's a state park, get their map, keep it with you in hand, and now go during the day, because the cameraman does that, and that's exactly what you should do. Is you go during the day, inspect that area you want, make your marking so you know where you enter, where you turned, and when you're coming back, because it's very easy to get lost in the woods. Henry says, miles from me, the long way, 7 miles over the mountain, 3 miles. So I'm being curious. Good, I'm glad. If you don't know how to read the timing, or you forget, you can carry a compass and you can mark where you are, so that way you know where you are in the map or for vision. But it is very important if you're near water, and you can put a pin and it'll redirect you to. It'll tell you east, west, north, south. It's very important to be alert wherever you are. And please remember, don't leave no trash, no wrappers, no plastic. It's important. And if you are gifting, make sure to take off the wrappers or containers. Because you don't want any other animals to eat it. They can't digest it. No matter if they're bears like these two here, or even me. Don't swallow gum either. I tell that to my grandkids. And they're like, gum. Okay. Hello. Okay. I'm going to be getting off soon. I feel somebody's here. I mean, my husband's over there, so no one, I don't have no kids. And it is, I got to do dinner too. I'm making enchiladas. I already did my sauce. Here. Okay. Oshtaye. No quiet da kaye. Oh my goodness. I can hear boom, boom, boom. All right, everybody. I'm going to go ahead and cut it off here. I have to get dinner ready, and I have a visitor, so I think they're hungry too. The thing I had cut some fruit. It was for me, but I'll give it to them, and it's fun. Thank you very much for joining me this afternoon for my podcast community. Please be safe wherever you are. Keep an eye open. And remember, be kind to everyone. Be kind to yourself, most important. Keep your mind open, your eyes wide open, your mind straight, your heart calm. Take deep breaths. They're not patient today. So, okay. Thank you for being here. I love you all. May the Creator be with you. All right, everyone. And till the next video. Thank you. Hi, hi.